Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Outdoorable Show with Fortress Building Products. And today I have a special guest with me, Miss Allison Verma of Lakeside Decking. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. We just finished our 5th masterclass of the year in beautiful but warm
Very warm.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. Talk to me about
Twin Cities. Yeah.
Twin Cities. Where are we
Suburbs.
actually? Where are we actually?
So right now we're in Long Lake.
Long Lake.
That's where our office is. The project was also in Long Lake.
Okay.
So pretty close, but we just do the West Metro. So like Minneapolis, actually we don't even do a lot in Minneapolis. It's
Okay.
mainly the suburbs.
The
So
suburbs,
that's where
right?
we are.
And what lake are we around? Because everywhere I've ever been in Minnesota, there's a lake somewhere.
Well, there's over 10,000.
Is that true? Or is that just some BS that they tell people?
Actually, there's more than 11,000 lakes in Minnesota.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's like a lake around every corner. It's lake life is a huge thing. We are right by Lake Minnetonka,
Okay.
which honestly, I don't know how it ranks in terms of size, but it's like the biggest boating lake. We do a lot of projects around the lake. It's definitely a vibe for sure.
Isn't that the lake like Prince was hanging around in that movie that he did back in the 80s?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, okay.
He
All
grew
right.
up right around here.
Yeah. So, Lakeside Decking. Tell me what you do at Lakeside Decking.
I run it around here.
I can confirm that.
As the admin, I have my fingers in a lot of pots. Is that what the phrase is? The title is Director of First Impressions. So I handle all the inquiries. I do some of the marketing. I take care of the office. I'm going to be stepping into a bigger role, so I help Josh. We talk about budgeting. We talk about finances. I help with sales. I help with production. Do a lot of the events.
So you are the puppet master.
Yes.
That should be your official title.
Yes.
All things great and powerful.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Just ordering my little puppets around.
Yes. So how do you work with a personality like Josh? Because I've known Josh for quite a while.
Yep.
I might have known Josh longer than you, actually.
Probably, yeah.
But Josh can be a very fiery and passionate person.
Yes.
And sometimes you have to rein that passion in a little bit.
Yes.
How do you do that?
So the thing is, Josh and I actually complement each other very well.
Okay.
So Chris Breen, shout out Legacy.
That's my guy.
He talked about in one of our quarterly intensives. He talked about the Enneagram. This is after
Yeah.
I started working, and I came back and I was like, everybody here is doing an Enneagram. And because you learn a little bit about yourself, you also learn about how your type interacts with other types. It's a little bit horoscopy, but it's more about like how you actually function
Sure.
and what your motivations are. And Josh tested and I tested, and our working style is actually really wonderful because he brings a lot of like ideas and all of that stuff, whereas I bring a lot of like logistical and like logical. So we very much kind of like feed off each other, and we kind of like
Sure.
are two sides of the same coin, if that's
Yeah.
the right phrase. But yeah, it works really well actually.
I will say that's one of the things that I like the most about Josh
Mm-hmm.
is his willingness to question things
Mm-hmm.
and be a little bit more, I don't know the right word. He's willing to try new things and be curious
Mm-hmm. Yes.
about what is possible.
Yep.
And that really inspires me and pushes me to think outside the box a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. I'm not going to tell him I said that, but it does.
I think that he, one of his biggest strengths is not really having an ego, in the sense that like he will be the first one to admit he's at fault. He will be the first to just try a new idea that someone brings to the table. He is just like very willing to try new things, like you said, and just like trust others' thoughts and opinions. And I think that makes a great leader.
I would agree with that, but we're really here to talk about you.
All right.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about you,
Okay.
your history, where you grew up. You've told me some things. You have a pretty interesting life, and you've
Yeah.
done some wild, crazy things. So
Yeah.
talk to me about a little bit about who you are, where you came from, those kind of.
Yes. So I grew up right around here. I grew up in the South Metro. So we're in the West Metro now. I grew up in the South Metro.
South
so
side.
South Side.
Yeah.
Very suburban. I would say like 30 minutes from here. Not
Okay.
too far. And yeah, just kind of lived my little suburban life. I went to college at the U of M. I studied advertising. And then after college, I joined a Bollywood dance group. I've always had an affinity for Indian culture and
Yeah.
music and film and everything like that. And I got roped into doing a play for the Fringe Festival, which is like
Okay.
a local amateur play, right, kind of thing. And it was a Bollywood love story. And I was not cast as the main character. It was kind of like a side story. But my love interest ended up being my current husband. We met.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
So we met, we fell in love on stage, and then we fell in love off stage.
Wow.
So that was pretty. It's if you know anything about Bollywood, which I don't know if you do, it's very
A
like
little bit.
It's very like fantastical,
Yes.
very over the top.
Yes,
and,
very over the top.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that kind of happened in real life.
That
So-
seems like a deviation from what I know of you.
Yeah, white
You seem
suburban.
very reserved, very calm,
Yes.
very keep the peace.
Yep.
And to be involved in something that's that
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Seems like a deviation from what I know of you.
Yeah, it was I don't know. It's one of those things that neither of us kind of knew how we arrived where we did, but we were like, well, we're both here, and it just kind of worked out.
Yeah.
So-
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got married pretty quick. We got married in India. Going to India was my first time being in India,
Yeah.
meeting my in-laws, all of that stuff. We just kind of went and got married.
Wow.
Then we came back here.
So
we
you got a little bit of a wild streak.
Oh, I guess maybe I was
Yeah.
doing it for the plot. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's worked out.
Yeah.
It's a great
wow.
plot.
Okay.
So yeah, we got married over there. Then we came back, got married over here about 5 months later. We lived in North Carolina for a couple of years after that. That was pretty fun. Kind of going back and forth between here and India every like year or two.
Mhm.
So I've been about 7 or 8 times, I think,
Okay.
to India.
Wow.
It's a really good time. I love it. It's like a second home to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now we're 10 years in, and
Wow.
yeah.
So fast forward a little bit, and you're in the decking industry.
Yeah.
What got you into this? Going from being in a Bollywood dance group
Yep.
and being on stage
Yep.
to the puppet master of Lakeside Decking.
Yeah.
What was that journey, and what got you here,
Yep.
and why was this your choice?
Right. So, after college, I was doing a lot more like customer service. Even though I studied advertising, I was doing more like customer service, customer facing. I ended up working at Comcast for a few years, and I've never been someone to like reach for things.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a lot of potential, but I tend to not realize that for myself. So at Comcast, I was just on the phones at a call center, and someone kind of saw my potential and got me into a position where I ended up being the admin for a 500-person call center.
Okay.
It was a lot. I learned
Yeah.
so much.
I bet.
It was probably second to this, I would say, the most fun I've ever had in a job.
Really?
Lots of money I got to spend. I was basically like planning events, buying gifts. There was a lot of obviously coordination and stuff, but it was such a blast.
Yeah.
It was super duper fun. I loved it. I remember one time I was at Target and I was buying like 20 lightsabers,
Okay.
and the cashier was like, "You must have sons," and I was like, "Well, I have about 250 men that I take care of every day, so
So Josh is no problem.
no problem whatsoever." So that was really fun, and then I left that job before we went to North Carolina. Did a little bit of admin work in NC, but then when I came back here, it was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing photography, and one day I was kind of like, I love photography, but I would really love to have kind of a stable paycheck.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with talking to people, that kind of thing. And I was just kind of looking online, and it was very funny because I've always kind of gotten nervous about, job interviews, that kind of thing. And from the time I applied to this job to the time I got hired was about, or not even hired, started working here was about a week.
Okay.
I just like,
wow.
There was literally no nerves. I applied. I was just like, I'll just apply here because I've always had a passion, and I did go back to school for a little bit for like interior design.
Okay.
And I know that, decking is very much an extension of that. I love kind of all of that stuff. And so it was for an admin position, kind of answering phones, that kind of thing. And I was like, I can do that. And I love the kind of the tie-in with the home aspect. And so I just kind of applied on a whim. Josh called me. I was out running errands. He didn't really give me an option to like hang up because I was busy. He was like, can you come in for an interview on Monday? And I said, yeah. We met up. I could not have been more chill. Mm-hmm. We just sat down in a restaurant, chit-chatted, and he called me like a day or two later. He's like, I don't think I'm going to keep interviewing. I think I'd like to offer you the job. And I was like, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Very chill.
Yeah.
Never like I had reacted to it like a job offer before, and I just started the next Monday. It was very chill. And then kind of going back to Josh and, leaning on others, like capabilities and stuff like that, he very much saw in me the ability to do more than I was hired to do.
Yeah.
And so we started kind of discussing, he brought me down to the academy quarterly. We talked finances, we kind of worked through that together, and we kind of noticed a lot of our skill sets just kind of complementing each other.
Sure.
And it just kind of worked out really well. So ideally, in the next maybe year or two, I'll be integrator.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know if everybody knows that term, but we'll kind of be complementing each other on more of like a high level of kind of operating the business and things like that. So I'm very excited, but it's been a fun ride.
Yeah. And that's not the norm in our industry, but, the things we get to do and the circles we run in and what we see and the people we associate with, what I see, the trajectory of growth is exponential compared to just your normal contractor that's out there that doesn't have that circle and doesn't have that network.
Yep.
And it's really cool to see, going from a call center to pretty much you're running things.
Yeah.
Right. Josh might make a couple of decisions here or there, but pretty much you run the show. Right. Everybody does what you say. Yeah. Right. So let's be honest about it. Right. Whoever it is, they ask you what they should do.
Yes.
Right. Right. You don't have to be coy about it.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
Right. And that's pretty cool to see for me, like just somebody in the background and the peripheral seeing that coming from you were just going to answer phones and kind of do a couple of lead things and now you're running the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it. I like seeing that, and I think what we are a part of is pretty magical and the people we get to associate with. And like you talked about going to the quarterly, I saw you there, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever. We're doing a masterclass here. There's big things happening that people are watching and seeing and want to be a part of and wish they could be doing some of these things, right? So it's cool that you guys are doing those things and kind of paving the way for what other people want to do. And like you said, you may not see some of this in yourself, but I see it. And I see you're doing some pretty cool things, and I think it's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I think part of that is our industry as a whole. Like, there's enough craftsmanship to be somewhat selective in what you're doing, but still enough blue collar to grind and work and do those things. And it's pretty cool because not every aspect of construction does that, right?
Totally.
Right? So, now we just 2 hours ago, hour and a half ago, left the masterclass.
I probably still, you can probably see from my hair. You're just there.
One of the things, this is probably my 5th trip to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And every time it is the opposite of what the weather report says.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Right? It was supposed to be rainy all week and it's nice and sunny.
Yep.
Last time I was here, it was supposed to be in the 50s and 60s and we got a freaking blizzard.
Absolutely
right?
crazy.
It's always the opposite of whatever it says.
Yep.
So I should have known it was going to be.
We like to surprise you,
right?
Scott.
Right. But What was your takeaway of the masterclass and the experience we just had?
So I'm gonna be completely honest. I really didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And so being there, Josh was kind of like, I don't know if you need to be there. I was like, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
So going and kind of like seeing just everybody getting their hands on it, I think that it was really surprising how hands-on it was and how intuitive it was, that I think that hearing about it, learning about it, it would not have resonated in that way. It was one of the questions I got interviewed on the from our photographer, the AV person there, and he was kind of asking me, you know, like what was it like hosting this, first of all, and then what was it like kind of being there from a hosting standpoint? It was like, could not have been easier.
Yeah.
It was like so hands off. It was amazing. But then from not a participant, but just kind of like a fly on the wall, it was super valuable.
Yeah.
It was super like just welcoming and down to earth, and it was awesome. I was surprised that, I mean, we had a great turnout, but I was surprised that more people didn't come.
Yeah.
Just maybe they just didn't know how good
Right.
it would be, you know?
Yeah. You know, it's also, you know, it's a busy season.
Yeah.
Like, just like all those other contractors, you guys are in the middle of running a business.
Right.
There's a lot going on, right?
But it was like a day.
Yeah. But to see that many people from that far away willing to come, like we had a lot of Wisconsin, we had some Missouri, we had some Iowa, Arizona. Like there were quite a few people that came from other places to learn about this.
Yeah.
And I know of a lot of specific individuals, Alex Larson, TL Dex, that wanted to be there, but he's got a good excuse. They just had a baby today, right?
No, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they had a baby. It was last night.
Congrats, you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, that's
That's
pretty
amazing.
awesome. Yeah, so I know Alex wanted to be there,
Yeah.
but you know, baby takes priority, right?
yes.
Life happens. So,
Yeah.
but shout out to Alex.
Babies beat
Yeah,
pretty much everything.
Yeah, so they had a baby boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so exciting. They weren't going to find out?
they didn't. No, they
Wow.
didn't. Right? Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
cool.
So,
I'm so excited
yeah.
for them. I'll have to
Yeah.
send them a message.
So very exciting to see. So you know, you hinted at it a little bit about what the future is for you, what you have coming up. What do you see the future of Lakeside Decking and the future of the industry as a whole? What is like looming that you're excited about, and what do you see on the horizon?
I think that's a great question. I definitely feel more confident talking about what's you know coming up for Lakeside than the industry. I can do my best.
Right.
But for Lakeside, we are kind of really digging our teeth into the design side of things.
Okay.
We are having some really cool clients come through and just kind of be interested in seeing what can be done.
Yeah. That's exciting.
There's a lot of cool products out there, and we're kind of just starting to see what we can do with them. We've got, you know, so Nick and Carlos, that's our kind of our sales team. They're really making waves in terms of like what we're bringing to the table for designs. We're designing a deck right now that has the walkable glass tiles.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Definitely, I mean, the alternative materials, like steel is basically the future.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I'm on this podcast
Right.
right now. But I mean it, like...
Your check's coming in the mail.
Yes, thank you. No, but I mean, I just think that especially for these decks that people are wanting these more kind of interesting features and stuff like that, like, why would you not put it on, you know, something like that? So I think that as people are getting more creative, I guess you could say, about their designs, it only makes sense to kind of wrap it in a whole package that's going to last as long as they want it to. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that is the future as well. You know, integrating new textures is a big thing that people are doing. You know, whether it's the deck board you're using is overly textured, whether you're adding something new like tile into the design, the walkable glass tiles like you're talking about. I see that as the next thing, as well as the alternative framing, obviously, but the addition of new textures.
Yeah, actually, now that you say that, one of the things that, so for Home and Garden, we used the Fortress tile trays, right? And we did the tile. People were really interested to see that, and I think that that could be something that we kind of start to push a little bit more, because I think that that's kind of some of that texture aspect. One of the things we actually talked about, I can't remember where we saw it, but it was like a tile tray, and somehow they had incorporated turf for like their animal to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting.
Or just like a little, I don't know. I think there's so many cool things out there, and like for us, I know that that's the stuff that we're kind of gravitating towards, and so I would imagine in this area,
right,
there's, I mean, I would say us and maybe a few extras, few other builders that would attempt something like that. So I would say in the next few years, you'll probably see some of those designs, but that's kind of what we're drawn towards.
And I think that circles back to some of Josh's and really the whole company's willingness to push the boundaries and try new things and think outside the box. And, you know, for me and my role and what I do and the places I go and the people I talk to, I'm always excited and intrigued by the ones who are willing to be a little bit mischievous isn't the right word, but like,
isn't it though?
Right. Like what can we get away with? Like how far can we push the limits? Yes. And like pushing those limits and pushing those boundaries are what make us better, whether it's in the design, whether it's in our goals in life, whatever. If you're not willing to push it to a level that might even be a little uncomfortable, you're not going to grow.
Totally.
Right? And that's what we do in the circle we run in, right? Is we push it to the boundary of what's possible.
Totally.
And it's exciting to see you guys doing that in both your business and in your personal goals, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see because not everybody is willing to do that.
Yeah, that's one of the things actually when I was interviewing with Josh initially that struck me. It may have even been on the job posting as well, but just kind of about, this is not just like a decking company that, you know, this is a place that is really, the goal is to grow.
Right.
You know, the goal is to make this bigger than what it is today. And tomorrow the goal is going to be, you know, to grow continually more and more and more. And that's not something you find everywhere. So Josh has very much surrounded himself with people. I mean, I would like to say I'm one of those people. Like, I really do like to kind of push. But, like, the LDX crowd. Yeah. The Academy. Right. Just kind of that whole circle is very much into that as well. And I think that, you know, we all push each other to get better and grow. And I love that.
Yeah. And, you know, that for me in my life is one of the most important things is having that network of accountability that you say you want to do these things, right? Yeah. You say this, but saying it and doing it are totally different, right? And having the people in my life that are willing to call me on it when you said you were going to do this, you better do it, right? Yep. And that's the next level, right? And having that, and you know, I consider you guys and Josh and some of those people in my life that will call me on it. Yeah. Like Josh is not afraid, like. He will fess up when he's wrong, and he will own it, but he will also call me on my BS too. Yep. And that's a really important thing for me to have in my life. Yep. And, you know, I see that in the way you guys operate your business too, is like you are very willing to own up to a mistake and make it right and go above and beyond to both prevent it from happening in the first place, but in the rare occasion it does, to make it right in the end. Totally. And you know, that is not how everyone operates. Totally. That's something that Josh always talks about with our clients is, you know, you're never going to have a construction project, no matter who builds it, that doesn't have an issue. The difference is when you work with Lakeside, we're going to 100% commit to getting it fixed. Right. And you know that you're in good hands with us. Unfortunately, you can't say that for everybody. Right. But yeah, like mess ups happen. Unforeseen circumstances happen. You just have to commit to making it right and figuring things out. And I would say, you know, that's one of the things I see you guys as being one of the best at is figuring it out. Thank you. Right? Figuring out a way to make it work. Yeah. Right? Totally. It might not be easy. It might not be comfortable, but you're going to figure out a way to make it work. Yes. And 100%. Make it work for everyone. Yep. Not just for you, not just for the client, but it's going to work for everyone, everyone involved. And I think that's really a really powerful stance to take and make possible. Thank you. So, anything else you think we need to know about you, about Lakeside, about what's going on in your world?
We got some really cool projects coming up that I'm super excited about.
There's this one with a swim spa I heard about.
Yep.
That's pretty magical.
Yes,
Not-
that's got the fortress.
Oh, snap.
Yep, very excited for that one. Yeah, just lots of really cool stuff. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to be showing up more on social.
Yeah.
I really had my heart set on these really cute branded sweaters that I wanted Josh to get us. Josh, I haven't let that go.
Yeah.
I really want those.
That's funny.
So we've got some fun stuff. We got ideally a new website in the works. So
Okay.
just some fun stuff. I'm kind of tightening up our branding and making it look as good as our decks do.
Yeah, nice. Well, I definitely appreciate your time. I appreciate you sitting down with me and giving me a little behind the scenes on some things I didn't really know.
Yeah.
Like I knew about the dance group thing,
Yes.
but I didn't know about the onstage romance that
Yes.
turned into a real life romance
Yeah.
that turned into all these magical things.
Yes.
Like, I had no idea it went that deep.
Yep.
Right. So I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate your time. You know, I said it multiple times, but I'm really excited for what you guys have going on and what you're doing. And really, I really believe that you guys are blazing a path for other people in the industry to follow. So thank you. I appreciate your time. You know, we're looking for some big things for you and from you and all around you. So I'm excited.
Thank you. Glad to be on the journey with Fortress, and I appreciate you having me on the cast.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks, everybody. This is the Outdoorable Living Show. Tune in next time, and we'll see where it goes.